Fragrance addiction is expensive, which is why there's so many dupes that exist everywhere. But sometimes you just really want the real deal. But that's not always very feasible when some of the real deal costs between 5 and 10,000 Rand. That's when decanting services can come in handy. Decanting, in a nutshell, is just someone owning the real deal fragrance, spraying a little bit of it into a smaller vial for you to own at a much cheaper price. But naturally that can sound a little bit sketchy, because how do you know if what they're giving you is the real deal or just some other dupe or just some random liquid? So I decided to be a little bit of a test subject earlier this year. Last year sometime, I remember stumbling upon a website called Bloom Belle, and I follow their things and I'm like, I don't know if I can trust them. Earlier this year in April, I made a couple of purchases. So to test this properly, I knew I had to compare it to fragrances that I actually owned, especially on the higher end, such as Blue Talisman and Vanilla Powder. Both of these are incredible fragrances. Beyond that, I also ordered Ombre Nomade from Louis Vuitton, and they had gifted me a couple of fragrances because they say they like my content. But that's not going to sway me. I'm not sponsored by them at all, and I'm all about transparency. So I've naturally used this all the way since April, so it's gone through quite rigorous testing, as can be seen with Blue Talisman, which almost doesn't exist anymore. And I would wear one fragrance on one arm, another on the other, and test them throughout the day to see how it goes. And these fragrances are exactly the same in every way. Smell, long lasting, well, it depends on the scent. So if you wanted to try decanting services, either to test the fragrance before you make the final purchase, or because you want to own a smaller 5ml, 2ml of something incredibly bougie for those special occasions, I would definitely recommend Bloom Belle. These are some real fragrances and they have an amazing service. You can also WhatsApp them. If you're not really sure what you'd like to order, you can just tell them a couple of the fragrances you like and they'll recommend a couple others. Beyond that, they were also nice enough to give me 3 other fragrances, namely being Giardini di Toscana's Bianco Latte Christos, as well as MFK's Oud Satin Mood, but I'll speak about that in another video.